The Stoic Guide to True Love, a journey beyond the fairy tale. A world disconnected. Why are we so lonely? Hey there, listener. Have you ever paused to wonder why, in a world buzzing with notifications, likes, and follows, so many of us still feel a quiet ache of loneliness? It's a strange paradox, isn't it? We're more connected than ever. Smartphones in our pockets, social media apps at our fingertips, instant messages zipping across the globe. Yet, forming real, meaningful relationships can feel like scaling a mountain without a map. Social media promises connection, but too often it delivers a curated highlight reel of other people's lives, perfect vacations, flawless selfies, and carefully crafted moments. We scroll, compare, yearn, and sometimes end up feeling more isolated than before. Add to that the chaos of global crises, relentless news cycles, and the pressure to keep up with an ever-accelerating world. And it's no wonder so many of us struggle to find people who truly understand us, who see us for who we are. But here is the truth. Connection isn't just about proximity or having a long contact list. It's not about the number of followers or the likes on your latest post. True connection is about building something real, something lasting. Relationships grounded in authenticity, mutual respect, and shared values. It's about finding people who don't just share your space, but share your heart. And that's where this journey begins, because today we're diving into a perspective that might just shift how you approach love, relationships, and even your relationship with yourself. We're turning to Stoicism, an ancient philosophy born in the bustling streets of Athens and Rome, yet remarkably relevant to navigating the complexities of love in our modern, messy world. Stoicism at its core is about focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and choices, while letting go of what you can't, like other people's opinions or the unpredictability of life. In the context of relationships, this philosophy offers a refreshing antidote to the romanticized ideals peddled by movies and social media. Love, as the Stoics might see it, isn't about grand gestures, fleeting passion, or chasing an unattainable fairy tale. It's about cultivating a connection that's steady, intentional, and rooted in mutual growth. Think of it like tending a garden. It takes patience, care, and a willingness to show up consistently, even when the soil feels tough or the weather turns stormy. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, remind us that true love, whether romantic, platonic, or self-directed, starts with inner work. Before you can connect deeply with others, you need to know yourself, to be at peace with who you are. This means letting go of the need for external validation, whether it's from a partner's approval or a stranger's like. It means practicing virtues like kindness, courage, and honesty, not just toward others, but toward yourself. In a world that often feels chaotic and disconnected, Stoicism teaches us to build an inner fortress of calm, from which we can approach relationships with clarity and strength. So stick with me on this journey, because we're about to unravel what true love really means, and why it is nothing like the polished, dramatic versions we see in movies or on our feeds. It's about finding connections that feel like home, even in a world that's constantly shifting. What is one step you can take today toward building a more authentic connection? With someone else or with yourself? Let us explore this together and discover how Stoic wisdom can light the way to relationships that are real, resilient, and deeply fulfilling. A blueprint for rational love. Let's dive into Stoicism and its surprising relevance to love. If you're imagining a group of stern, toga-clad philosophers suppressing all emotion, pause that thought. Stoicism isn't about being cold or detached. It's about mastering your emotions to live with clarity, purpose, and resilience. When applied to love, Stoicism offers a powerful framework for choosing a partner not based on fleeting passion, but on wisdom and intentionality. It's about embracing rational love, love grounded in reason, mutual respect, and shared values, rather than the fleeting thrill of butterflies in your stomach. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, this approach to relationships is both grounding and transformative. Too often, we get swept up in the Hollywood version of love, the sparks, the drama, the heart-pounding, I can't live without you moments. These feelings can be exhilarating, but they're also fleeting, like a sugar rush that leaves you crashing. Stoicism pulls us back from that edge, urging us to slow down and rethink what love really means. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, would argue that love isn't just a feeling, it's a deliberate choice, a commitment to build something enduring. It's about selecting a partner who aligns with your values and supports your growth, creating a relationship that can weather life's inevitable storms. In our fast-paced, swipe-right culture, where instant gratification is king, this perspective is a game-changer, offering a path to love that's steady and sustainable. So how do we cultivate this rational love? It starts with self-mastery, a core Stoic principle. Before you can choose a partner wisely, you need to know yourself, your values, your goals, and what truly matters to you. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, like our thoughts and actions, and let go of what we can't, like someone else's feelings or choices. In the context of love, this means approaching relationships with clarity rather than being blinded by infatuation. Instead of chasing the high of new romance, ask, does this person share my values? Do they inspire me to be better? Are we building something that can last? These questions anchor love in reason, ensuring it's not just a fleeting emotion, but a partnership rooted in mutual respect. Debunking the myth that love is all about passion is a critical first step. The movies tell us love is grand gestures and whirlwind romances, but the Stoics would disagree. They'd say that true love is built on daily choices, choosing kindness, patience, and honesty, even when it's hard. It's about showing up consistently, not just when the butterflies are fluttering. This doesn't mean love should lack emotion. Rather, it means balancing those emotions with wisdom to create something deeper. A Stoic approach to love asks you to be intentional, to choose a partner who complements your life's purpose rather than derails it. So what's one way you can start applying this Stoic wisdom to your relationships? Reflect on a current or past connection, romantic or otherwise, and ask yourself, is this built on shared values, or am I chasing a feeling? If you're seeking love, consider what qualities truly matter to you in a partner, beyond surface-level attraction. Write them down and let them guide your choices. Stoicism reminds us that love, when approached with reason, becomes a source of strength and stability. By choosing rational love, you're not just finding a partner, you're building a life that's resilient, purposeful, and deeply fulfilling. What's one step you can take today toward that kind of love? The myth of love at first sight. Raise your hand, well, metaphorically, if you've ever fallen for the idea of love at first sight. We've all been there at some point, haven't we? You lock eyes with someone across a crowded room, your heart skips a beat, and a little voice in your head whispers, "This is it. This is the one." It feels like destiny, like the universe has conspired to bring you together. But let's get real for a moment. That spark, as thrilling as it is, isn't love. It's attraction, maybe chemistry, perhaps a dash of infatuation. But it's not the whole story. The notion of love at first sight is a captivating myth, one we've been spoon-fed by romantic comedies, fairy tales, and catchy pop songs. These stories paint love as a magical, instantaneous force that strikes like a lightning bolt, sweeping you off your feet without warning. But here's the hard truth. What we often call love at first sight is usually just physical attraction wrapped in sparkly, romanticized packaging. It's the rush of seeing someone who catches your eye, the flutter of excitement when your gazes meet. And while that feeling is exhilarating, it's not enough to build a lasting relationship on. Attraction is fleeting. It's a starting point, not a foundation. Real love, the kind that endures life's highs and lows, doesn't happen in a single glance. It's not something you stumble into by chance. True love is something you create, nurture, and sustain through intentional choices, shared experiences, and mutual effort. It is less like a lightning bolt and more like a slow-burning fire that grows stronger with care. The Stoics, with their focus on reason and self-mastery, would likely nod in agreement here. They'd remind us to look beyond the surface, to question the impulses that drive our decisions. Love at first sight often thrives on emotion alone, bypassing the deeper qualities that make a relationship resilient: shared values, mutual respect, and aligned goals. When we buy into the myth, we risk prioritizing chemistry over compatibility, chasing a feeling instead of building something solid. The Stoics would encourage us to pause, reflect, and ask, is this connection rooted in something real, or am I being swept away by a moment? This doesn't mean dismissing attraction. It is a natural part of human connection, but it means seeing it for what it is, a spark, not the fire itself. Building real love takes time and intention. It's about getting to know someone beyond their surface, understanding their character, and choosing to show up for them, even when the initial excitement fades. It's about weathering disagreements, supporting each other's growth, and creating a partnership that feels like a safe harbor. In a world that glorifies instant gratification, this slower, more deliberate approach can feel countercultural, but it's what makes love lasting. The Stoics would say that love is a practice, a series of choices grounded in wisdom, not just a feeling that sweeps you away. So where does this leave you? Think about a time you felt that rush of love at first sight or chased a spark that fizzled out. What might happen if you shift your focus to building love instead of expecting it to appear fully formed? Try this. Reflect on what you truly want in a relationship, qualities like kindness, honesty, or shared purpose, and let those guide your choices. Real love isn't a moment, it's a journey. What is one step you can take today to move toward a connection that's built to last? The work of true love. Love isn't the fairy tale we've been sold. It's not a cinematic moment where the music swells, the stars align, and everything magically falls into place. Love is work, beautiful, deeply rewarding work, but work all the same. It's about showing up consistently day after day with loyalty, patience, and trust, even when the glow of newness fades. It's about choosing to care, to listen, to forgive, even when life shoes. It is not about waiting for a perfect person to sweep you off your feet. It is about building something real with someone who is equally committed to the journey. The Stoics, with their focus on reason and virtue, would nod in approval at this view of love. They'd argue that love isn't a passive emotion but an active practice, rooted in choices that reflect wisdom and integrity. True love requires effort, like tending a garden. You water it with kindness, nurture it with understanding, pull out the weeds of resentment and give it time to grow strong. It's about mutual effort, two people showing up, not just for the sunny days but for the storms. You choose to communicate through misunderstandings, to rebuild trust after hurt, and to prioritize the relationship over fleeting frustrations. This intentional daily work is what transforms love from a fleeting feeling into a lasting bond. So how do you know if it's the real thing? That's the next piece of the puzzle, and the Stoics offer clarity here too. Real love isn't defined by butterflies or grand gestures alone. It's marked by shared values, mutual respect, and a commitment to growth, both individually and together. It's not about perfection, but about partnership. Ask yourself, does this person inspire me to be better? Do we face challenges as a team? Are we aligned in what matters most, our principles, our goals? If the answer is yes and you're both willing to put in the work, you're likely building something real. If it's one-sided or built on fleeting attraction, it's time to pause and reflect. To cultivate this kind of love, start by knowing yourself. The Stoics emphasized self-awareness, understanding your values and what you bring to a relationship. Then seek someone who shares that foundation, someone who's willing to tend the garden alongside you. It is not about finding a flawless partner, but about finding one who is committed to the same effort. Try this. Write down 3 qualities you value most in a relationship, maybe trust, honesty, or shared ambition, and use them as a guide. Reflect on whether your current connections align with these or if you're holding on to something that's more fantasy than reality. What's one step you can take today to nurture real love? Maybe it's having an honest conversation with your partner about a challenge you have been avoiding. Perhaps it's setting a boundary to protect your peace or letting go of a relationship that's more about fairy tale hopes than mutual effort. The Stoics would remind you to focus on what you can control, your choices, your kindness, your commitment. By tending to love with intention, you're not just hoping for a happy ending. You're building one day by day with someone who's in it for the long haul. True love versus obsession, knowing the difference. Navigating the landscape of love can be tricky, especially when not everything that feels like love actually is love. It's easy to mistake intense emotions for the real thing, but sometimes what we call love is merely obsession or physical attraction, masquerading as something deeper. Failing to distinguish between these can lead us into relationships that drain our energy, hurt our hearts, or leave us questioning our worth. The Stoics, with their emphasis on clarity and reason, would urge us to look beyond fleeting feelings and build connections rooted in truth and mutual respect. Understanding the difference between love, obsession, and attraction is crucial for cultivating relationships that uplift rather than diminish us. True love is about deeply understanding your partner, seeing them for who they are, flaws, quirks, and all, and choosing to stay because of their character, not just their appearance or the temporary high they bring. It's a commitment to their growth, their dreams, and the shared journey you're building together. Love means appreciating their individuality while fostering a partnership grounded in trust, respect, and shared values. It's not about perfection, but about showing up consistently even when challenges arise. The Stoics would frame this as a practice of virtue, choosing to act with kindness, patience, and wisdom in your relationship, regardless of fleeting emotions. Obsession, by contrast, is about control, not connection. It's driven by a need to fill a void within yourself, often leading to possessiveness or an unhealthy fixation on the other person. Obsession focuses on how someone makes you feel, rather than who they truly are. It's clinging to an idealized version of them, ignoring their flaws or projecting your desires onto them. Physical attraction, meanwhile, is often the spark that draws you in, a powerful but fleeting force. It's the chemistry that might ignite a relationship, but without a deeper foundation, it's not the fire itself. Attraction alone can't sustain a partnership through life's inevitable ups and downs. Why does this distinction matter? Mistaking obsession or attraction for love can lead to heartbreak and relationships that erode your self-esteem. An obsessive dynamic might feel intense, but it often traps you in a cycle of neediness or control, leaving you feeling less than whole. A relationship built solely on attraction might fizzle when the initial excitement fades, leaving you unmoored. The Stoics would remind us to approach love with reason, to question our motivations and ensure our connections align with our values. By doing so, we avoid the trap of relationships that drain us and instead cultivate ones that strengthen us. The foundation of true love starts with you, your self-awareness and inner clarity. The Stoics emphasized knowing yourself as the cornerstone of a virtuous life, and this applies to relationships too. Before you can love someone else authentically, reflect on your own values and needs. Are you seeking a partner to complete you or to complement you? Try this. Write down what you value in a relationship, qualities like trust, mutual growth, or honesty, and evaluate whether your current connections reflect those. If you're caught in a dynamic that feels more like obsession or fleeting attraction, consider stepping back. What's one step you can take today to focus on building true love? Perhaps it's having an honest conversation with yourself or a partner about what you both want, or letting go of a connection that's more about intensity than authenticity. By grounding love in reason and self-awareness, you create relationships that are not just passionate, but enduring and deeply fulfilling. The power of self-love. The journey to true love begins with a foundational truth. Before you can love someone else authentically, you must first love yourself. It's a cliché that often elicits an eye roll, but its wisdom runs deep. Loving someone truly means respecting them as much as you respect yourself, creating a partnership where both individuals honor each other's dignity. Self-love is about recognizing your own worth and refusing to let anyone diminish it. If a relationship starts to chip away at your self-respect, if it leaves you questioning your value, that's not love. It's a clear signal to step back and reassess. The Stoics, with their focus on self-mastery and virtue, would agree that self-love is the bedrock of any healthy relationship, ensuring you enter connections from a place of strength, not desperation. Self-love isn't about arrogance or pretending you're flawless. It's about embracing your inherent dignity, acknowledging your strengths, and accepting your imperfections without letting them define you. It's about understanding that you are enough, just as you are, and that no one has the right to make you feel otherwise. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, emphasized living in alignment with reason and virtue, which includes treating yourself with the same kindness and respect you'd offer a loved one. This means setting boundaries, saying no to relationships or dynamics that erode your sense of self. It is about recognizing when a connection is more about pain than growth, and having the courage to walk away. Self-love empowers you to choose love that lifts you up, not love that tears you down. Why is this so critical? Without self-love, you risk settling for relationships that undermine your worth. A lack of self-respect can lead you to tolerate disrespect, cling to toxic dynamics, or seek validation from others to fill an inner void. The Stoics would argue that true love flows from a place of inner strength, where you don't need someone else to complete you. You choose them because they complement you. When you value yourself, you set a standard for how others should treat you. If a partner dismisses your feelings or belittles your dreams, self-love gives you the clarity to see it for what it is: a relationship that doesn't serve your growth. Walking away in these moments isn't weakness. It's an act of self-respect, a declaration that you deserve better. So, how do you cultivate self-love? Start by reflecting on your values and strengths. Write down 3 things you appreciate about yourself, maybe your resilience, your compassion, or your creativity. Then, consider your boundaries. Are you allowing someone to cross them? The Stoics would encourage you to focus on what you can control: your actions, your choices, your mindset. If a relationship is eroding your self-esteem, take a step back. This might mean having an honest conversation, setting clearer boundaries, or if necessary, walking away entirely. When things go wrong, Stoicism offers wisdom. Focus on your response, not the external chaos. Let go of what you can control, someone else's behavior, and double down on what you can, your self-respect and growth. What's one step you can take today to nurture self-love? Perhaps it's journaling about your worth, saying no to a draining dynamic, or simply pausing to affirm your strengths. By loving yourself first, you set the stage for relationships that are mutual, uplifting, and true. The Stoics remind us that your dignity is your fortress. Protect it, and you'll attract love that honors it too. Healing from heartbreak. Heartbreak is a universal experience, a gut punch that can make it feel like the world is crumbling around you. When a relationship ends, the pain can be all-consuming. Your mind replays every moment, dissecting what went wrong, wondering what you could have done differently or why they didn't see your worth. It's easy to get lost in that spiral, but Stoicism offers a lifeline, a way to navigate the storm with clarity and strength. The core of Stoic wisdom lies in distinguishing between what you can control and what you can and in the context of heartbreak, this principle becomes a powerful tool for healing. By focusing on your own response and letting go of what's beyond your reach, you can transform pain into growth and turn a painful chapter into a stepping stone. You can't control how someone else feels about you, whether they choose to stay or walk away. You can't control their actions, their words, or the reasons behind their choices. Trying to do so only deepens the hurt, trapping you in a cycle of what-ifs and regrets. The Stoics, like Epictetus, would remind you to release what lies outside your power. Instead, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and the way you choose to move forward. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. Feel the grief, the anger, the sadness, but don't let them define you. Heartbreak is raw, but it's also an opportunity to rediscover your resilience and redefine your path. Healing from heartbreak isn't just about waiting for time to dull the pain. It's about actively choosing to engage with the present. The Stoics would encourage you to shift your focus to what brings you joy and meaning, whether it's reconnecting with a hobby, spending time with supportive friends, or simply taking a walk to clear your mind. Each small choice to prioritize yourself is a step toward healing. It's about asking, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger? Maybe the relationship taught you about your boundaries, your values, or what you truly want in a partner. By reflecting on these lessons, you turn heartbreak into a catalyst for growth, ensuring it doesn't derail you, but instead shapes you into a wiser, more grounded version of yourself. The Stoic perspective reminds us that heartbreak, as painful as it is not the end of your story. It's just one chapter in a much larger narrative. Marcus Aurelius would say that your happiness depends on the quality of your thoughts, not external circumstances. So, choose thoughts that empower you. Instead of dwelling on what you lost, focus on what you're gaining: clarity, strength, and the freedom to create a life that aligns with your values. This might mean journaling about what you're grateful for, setting new goals, or practicing self-compassion. Each act is a declaration that you are more than your pain. So, what's one step you can take today to heal from a heartbreak, past or present? Perhaps it is writing down one lesson you have learned from the experience, or doing something small that brings you joy, like reading a favorite book or calling a friend. The Stoics teach us that healing is an active process, rooted in the choices we make. Heartbreak may feel like a storm, but by focusing on what you can control, your response, your growth, you can emerge stronger, ready to write the next chapter of your story with purpose and hope. Choosing the right partner. Finding someone worth building a lasting, meaningful love with can feel like navigating a maze in today's fast-paced world. But Stoicism offers practical, grounded advice to guide the way. The Stoics, with their emphasis on reason and virtue, would urge you to look beyond superficial qualities and focus on what truly sustains a relationship over time. While physical attraction often sparks initial interest, and yes, it has its place, Stoicism reminds us that looks are fleeting. Beauty fades, bodies change, and appearances alone can't anchor a partnership through life's inevitable challenges. Instead of getting hung up on the surface, the Stoics would encourage you to seek qualities that endure, qualities that form the foundation of a deep, resilient connection. So, what should you look for in a partner? Start with reliability. Someone who shows up, not just in the exciting moments but in the quiet, everyday ones. Trustworthiness is key. You want someone whose word you can count on, whose actions align with their promises. The Stoics valued integrity, and in a relationship, this translates to a partner who is consistent and dependable, someone who makes you feel secure in their commitment. Beyond that, look for intelligence, but not just the academic kind. Emotional intelligence matters just as much. Someone who listens deeply, empathizes with your experiences, and communicates with clarity and care. This kind of intelligence fosters understanding and helps navigate the complexities of a shared life. A Stoic approach to finding love also means seeking someone you genuinely want as a friend. Ask yourself, would I enjoy this person's company even without romance? Do I respect their character, their values, their way of moving through the world? This perspective shifts love from a whirlwind of passion to a partnership rooted in mutual respect and companionship. If building a family is part of your vision, consider whether this person would be a trustworthy co-parent, someone who shares your values and vision for raising children. Love, in the Stoic sense, isn't just about romance. It's about building a life together, brick by brick, through shared goals and mutual growth. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, would also remind you of your own worth in this process. If someone doesn't see your value, if they overlook your strengths, dismiss your dreams, or fail to show up for you, that's their loss, not a reflection of your worth. Stoicism teaches us to anchor our self-esteem in our own actions and virtues, not in someone else's approval. If a relationship feels one-sided or leaves you questioning your value, it's a sign to step back. You deserve a partner who sees you clearly, who values your presence, and who is willing to build alongside you. Letting go of someone who doesn't recognize your worth frees you to find someone who does. How can you apply this wisdom today? Reflect on what you truly value in a partner, qualities like kindness, reliability, or shared purpose, and write them down. If you're in a relationship, ask, does this person align with these values? Are we building something together? If you're seeking love, let these qualities guide your choices rather than chasing fleeting attraction. The Stoics would encourage you to approach love with intention, focusing on what lasts over what dazzles. What's one step you can take today to seek or nurture a partnership rooted in trust and respect? Maybe it's having an honest conversation, setting clearer standards, or simply affirming your own worth. By choosing wisely, you're not just finding a partner, you're creating a love that endures. Letting go of rejection. Rejection is a universal experience, and let's be honest, it stings. When someone doesn't return your feelings, whether in romance, friendship, or even a professional context, it can feel like a punch to the gut, leaving you questioning your worth. But Stoicism offers a powerful perspective to navigate this pain. Rejection isn't a reflection of your value. It's about the other person's perspective, their choices, their limitations, not a verdict on who you are. The Stoics, with their focus on controlling what's within your power, would urge you to let go of the need to win everyone else's approval and instead focus on cultivating your own growth. If someone can't see what you bring to the table, that's on them, not you. The world is full of people who will see you, who will value you for who you are. The instinct after rejection is often to dwell, to replay the moment, or to wonder what you could have done differently. But Stoicism, as taught by thinkers like Epictetus, reminds us that you can't control how others feel or what they choose. Trying to force someone to see your worth is like trying to control the wind. It is futile and exhausting. Instead, redirect that energy inward. Rejection is not a dead end. It's a redirection toward something better, toward people and opportunities that align with your values. The Stoics would encourage you to view rejection as a chance to practice resilience, to focus on what you can control, your response, your growth, and your commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. Rather than obsessing over someone who's not interested, Stoicism invites you to let go and trust in your own path. Chasing someone who doesn't reciprocate your feelings, whether it's a romantic interest who is pulling away, or a friend who is emotionally unavailable, only drains your energy and dims your light. Instead, channel that effort into your own growth. Pursue a passion, learn a new skill, or invest in relationships with people who lift you up. As Marcus Aurelius might say, your happiness depends on the quality of your thoughts, not on someone else's validation. By focusing on your own development, you become a magnet for those who are ready to appreciate you, who are eager to build something meaningful alongside you. This Stoic approach to rejection is about reclaiming your power. It's about recognizing that your worth isn't tied to one person's opinion, no matter how much you wanted their approval. True love, whether romantic, platonic, or self-directed, comes from a place of mutual respect and shared effort. If someone isn't willing to meet you halfway, let them go. Trust that the right person, the right connection, is out there, someone who's ready to tend the garden of a relationship with you, nurturing it with care and commitment. So, what's one step you can take today to move past a rejection? Reflect on a moment when someone didn't see your value. Instead of lingering on their choice, write down one thing you love about yourself or one goal you're working toward. Maybe it's signing up for a class, reconnecting with a supportive friend, or simply affirming your own worth. The Stoics teach us that rejection is not a diminishment, but an opportunity to grow stronger. Keep cultivating your best self and trust that the right people, those who see and cherish you, will find their way into your life, ready to build that garden together. A love story from history. The story of Marcus Aurelius and Annia Galeria Faustina, known as Faustina the Younger, offers a profound glimpse into a love rooted in the Stoic virtues of temperance, justice, courage, and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor from 161 to 180 CE, and one of history's most revered Stoic philosophers, ruled during a time of immense challenges, including wars, plagues, and political intrigue. His wife, Faustina, was not merely a consort, but a true partner who navigated the complexities of their shared life with grace and resilience. Their marriage, though not without its trials, stands as a testament to a love that transcended fleeting emotions, grounded instead in mutual respect, loyalty, and a deliberate commitment to one another. Marcus and Faustina's relationship began in 145 CE, when they married after a long betrothal. Their union was both a personal bond and a strategic alliance, as Faustina was the daughter of Emperor Antoninus Pius, Marcus's adoptive father. Together, they faced the weight of imperial responsibilities and the scrutiny of Roman society. Their marriage produced numerous children, though many did not survive to adulthood, a source of profound personal grief. Despite these losses, Historical accounts suggest that Marcus and Faustina remained steadfast in their partnership, supporting each other through the trials of parenthood and the demands of ruling an empire. Their ability to endure such hardships reflects the Stoic principle of temperance, maintaining balance and self-control in the face of adversity. The couple's love was not without its challenges. Ancient sources such as the Historia Augusta include rumors of Faustina's alleged infidelity and political scheming, though many historians now question the reliability of these claims, suggesting they may have been exaggerated by political rivals or later chroniclers. Marcus, in his meditations, never speaks ill of his wife, instead expressing gratitude for her loyalty and affection. This choice to focus on her virtues rather than engage with gossip aligns with the Stoic value of justice, treating others with fairness and dignity. Marcus's writings reveal a man who valued his wife's strength and character, describing her as obedient, affectionate, and humble. Such words suggest a deep respect that underpinned their relationship, even amidst the whispers of scandal. Their bond was also marked by courage, a virtue essential to both their personal and public lives. Faustina accompanied Marcus on military campaigns, earning the title Mater Castrorum, Mother of the Camp, for her support of the troops and her presence at the emperor's side. This was no small feat in an era when travel was arduous and dangerous, especially for a woman of her status. Her willingness to share in the hardships of campaign life demonstrated a commitment to Marcus's mission and a shared sense of duty. Likewise, Marcus's philosophical reflections and meditations show a man striving to live with wisdom, constantly seeking to align his actions with reason and virtue. Together, they embodied a partnership that balanced personal devotion with the responsibilities of leadership. What makes Marcus and Faustina's story enduring is its reminder that love is not merely a fleeting passion, but a deliberate choice. Their marriage, spanning over 3 decades, was a daily practice of choosing each other, through loss, political turmoil, and the pressures of empire. It was a love built on mutual growth where each partner sought to embody the best of themselves for the other. In a world often driven by impulse and fleeting desires, their example challenges us to see love as an act of will, a commitment to stand by someone through life's inevitable storms, guided by principles that elevate love as a choice. The essence of love, as exemplified by Marcus Aurelius and Faustina, lies in its nature as a deliberate choice, a commitment that transcends fleeting emotions and momentary passions. Their story, set against the backdrop of ancient Rome's political and personal turmoil, reveals that love is not merely a feeling that sweeps you away, but a conscious decision to stand by your partner, to remain faithful, and to build a life together rooted in shared values and mutual respect. Marcus, the Stoic philosopher-emperor, and Faustina, his steadfast wife, demonstrated through their decades-long marriage that true love is about showing up day after day, even when challenges mount and the world seems to crumble. Their bond illustrates that love is an active creation, forged through dedication and the daily choice to prioritize partnership over fleeting desires. At its core, Marcus and Faustina's relationship was grounded in the Stoic virtues of temperance, justice, courage, and wisdom. These principles guided their actions, not only as individuals but as partners who chose to navigate life's complexities together. Love, in this sense, becomes a partnership of purpose, where both individuals commit to supporting each other's growth and well-being. For Marcus and Faustina, this meant enduring the loss of several children, facing political intrigue, and shouldering the immense responsibilities of leading an empire. Their ability to remain united through such trials underscores the power of choosing love as an act of will, a decision to be present, to be loyal, and to face adversity as a team, no matter how daunting the circumstances. This perspective on love challenges the modern notion that it should always feel effortless or exhilarating. Marcus and Faustina's marriage was not without its difficulties. Rumors of scandal and external pressures tested their bond. Yet Marcus's reflections in his meditations reveal a deep appreciation for Faustina's character, describing her with affection and respect. His choice to focus on her virtues rather than dwell on gossip reflects the Stoic principle of justice, treating others with fairness and dignity. This deliberate focus on the positive aspects of their partnership highlights that love is not about chasing an elusive spark, but about recognizing and valuing the qualities that make your partner a true companion. It's about seeing them for who they are, flaws and all, and choosing to stand by them. The power of love as a choice lies in its transformative potential. By consciously deciding to love, you create a relationship that is resilient, adaptable, and deeply meaningful. Marcus and Faustina's story shows that this choice is not a one-time act but a daily practice, renewed through small acts of loyalty, understanding, and shared effort. It's about finding someone who aligns with your values, who is willing to put in the work, and who sees you not just as a lover but as a partner in life's journey. This kind of love requires courage to remain steadfast in the face of hardship, and wisdom to prioritize what truly matters over temporary distractions. It's a commitment to building something enduring, where both partners grow together, not apart. Ultimately, Marcus and Faustina's example teaches us that love's strength lies in its intentionality. It's not something that simply happens to you. It's something you actively shape through your choices. By choosing to love, through the mundane moments, the joyful highs, and the inevitable lows, you create a bond that can withstand the tests of time. Their story invites us to reflect on our own relationships and ask, are we choosing love each day with purpose and conviction to build a partnership that reflects our deepest values? Your call to action. The story of Marcus Aurelius and Faustina invites us to pause and reflect deeply on the nature of love, not as a fleeting emotion or a fairy tale fantasy, but as a deliberate, meaningful choice. Their example, rooted in the Stoic virtues of reason, effort, and commitment, challenges us to reconsider what love means in our own lives. So let's take a moment to ponder. What does love mean to you? Is it the rush of butterflies in your stomach, or is it something more enduring, a conscious decision to show up for someone day after day through life's highs and lows? The Stoic perspective, as embodied by Marcus and Faustina, suggests that love is not just about spontaneous passion, but about building a partnership grounded in mutual respect, shared values, and unwavering dedication. It's about choosing to love, even when it's hard, even when the world feels chaotic. This Stoic take on love resonates because it strips away the idealized notions often peddled by romantic stories. It's not about waiting for a perfect moment or a flawless partner. It's about the work of love, the daily effort to understand, support, and grow alongside someone. Marcus and Faustina's marriage, spanning decades of personal loss and imperial pressures, shows us that love is an act of will. It's choosing to see your partner's strengths, to forgive their flaws, and to stand together through adversity. This view aligns with Stoic principles of reason and discipline, where love becomes a practice of aligning your actions with your values. It's a reminder that true connection requires effort, not just a spark, and that the choice to love is what sustains a relationship through time. What's beautiful about this perspective is its empowering message. Love is within your control. You don't have to wait for fate or chance to bring it to you. You create it through your choices. This means recognizing your own worth and the worth of those you choose to love. If this resonates with you, take a moment to affirm it. Say to yourself, I deserve to be loved and to love. It's a powerful declaration that you're ready for a love that's real, one built on mutual effort and respect. It is a call to reject superficial ideals and embrace a love that reflects who you are and what you value. By choosing to believe in your own worth, you open the door to relationships that are authentic and enduring. This message is worth sharing because it challenges us to live with intention, not just in love but in all aspects of life. If Marcus and Faustina's story inspires you to see love as a choice, consider spreading that insight. Engage with others who are exploring these ideas. Share your thoughts on whether love is about reason and effort, or if there is room for a bit of fairy tale magic. Reflect on how you show up in your relationships and what it means to choose love daily. By doing so, you contribute to a broader conversation about living with purpose and clarity, grounded in principles that have guided thoughtful minds for centuries. Ultimately, the Stoic approach to love invites us to take responsibility for the relationships we build. It's about showing up with courage, acting with wisdom and choosing connection over convenience. Marcus and Faustina's example reminds us that love is not something that merely happens. It is something you craft, nurture, and renew every day. So, keep choosing love, the real kind. Embrace the effort, honor your worth, and build something lasting. You've got this, and the world needs more people who believe in the power of intentional, meaningful love.